It's week number 2 of Feeding Farmers, and believe it or not, the sun is out and we'll take it. We're in Greene County on the farm of Jeff and John Shawhan, and we're going to start with John. And John, give us a little bit of the history. You're not far from Clark County, but in Greene County, and tell us a little bit about the farm.
Well, we grew up in Greene County over west of Xenia. Moved out here in 1973, bought the farm here, and continued to farm both areas. Still farm a little land in Beaver Creek. Bought more ground around, have a lot of rented farms. Here 15 years ago we went to Hillsboro and took over 600 acres down there, the Marion Hartman farm, when Marion got sick. So we're strung out a good bit, and mostly corn and soybeans.
So some would say being spread out that far was an advantage in trying to farm, being in 2 different locations this year, or same problem everywhere?
Same problem everywhere. You didn't want to go very far away because you knew when you got there, if you didn't get it done, it was going to rain, you'd have to move back. So,
also had some livestock at some point here on the farm.
Yes, we used to have a lot of hogs years ago, and then Jeff got back in hogs when he was in 4-H, and that's what built our farrowing house and nursery. We just kept getting more hogs, and we raised registered Durocs till 95, and then we got out.
In 1 year in there somewhere, you had some wind damage, and that kind of changed things around a little bit too.
Well, that was a little bit after we got out of the hogs. When the hurricane came up through Indiana several years ago, it took the Cargill feeding floor and the farrowing house and nursery down, so we decided we cleaned it up. We just built a big machinery shed over top the concrete.
And able to utilize that, that's a good thing.
Yeah, it worked very good.
All right, well, let's talk to Jeff a little bit. And Jeff, I guess we were driving in the area and kept commenting in the truck. It was hard to find an area that wasn't planted this year. So how was planting season for you in this area?
Well, it was about the same as everybody. We never did plant more than about a day and a half at a time. The first corn we got in was the 11th of May, and then we planted clear up to the 5th of June. The beans got sprinkled in there here and there, but as everywhere, it was tough.
And when we talk about corn, you raise waxy corn. Tell us about it.
Waxy corn is basically a food-grade corn. It got lots of uses for it. We ship it all direct overseas, take it directly to the river market and send it out through HP Specialties. It gives us a little bit of a premium over regular dent corn, and with not having a tremendous amount of acres, we try to specialize wherever we can. Same with the soybeans. We've been all non-GMO crops for 30 years. This is the first year we actually went to a GMO rotation just to try to get rid of some weed pressure and that type of thing.
So back to the waxy corn, it's the starch in the corn that makes it a different market?
Yeah, there's 2 different kinds of starch. Dent corn is one kind of starch. Waxy is a different. Actually, each kind of starch is in each corn, but it's just sort of flip-flop. The one's got more than the other. And they use it for babies' diapers, aspirins, French fries, all kinds of different uses.
All kinds of things that we use for starch. Let's go back to the beans then. As you looked at beans, so the weed issue became the problem. A lot of guys did lots of things differently. That wasn't the only thing you changed this year.
No, we also, since we changed our, went to some GMO crops, we changed our chemical program this year, which actually benefited us greatly. We had most of the beans sprayed early, so we could just go in and plant when we got to it. Well, then when things got wet, once a farm would dry up, we just went ahead and planted it. And luckily, since we changed our chemicals, we could plant corn right into the bean spray, into the bean ground. So as soon as we got a dry farm, we planted the whole farm in corn. We did that with several different ones, so we can make sure we get plenty of corn planted. Worked out to our benefit, one of the things that did. So that worked out pretty nice, really.
So you actually have more corn than you planned for the year?
Yes, we do. More corn and less beans, and hopefully that'll pay off.
And as good as it was for you, some still never seen a field. Do you still have some preventive plant?
We do. We got about 180 acres on 2 different farms. We got some tile work that needs to be done. We got some waterways that need to be put in. So we just took the benefit on that instead of planting it past the date. And we're just going to work on it, make it better for years future.
Yeah, good conservation, good environmental programs.
We try to, yes.
Well, congratulations on being the winner this weekend, AgriGold Feeding Farmers. Who nominated the farm?
My son did, Adam. Adam hopefully will be coming back to the farm. He'll be the 11th generation here, 11th generation of farmers in the Shawhan family. He's got an internship this year with AgriGold, which it worked out rather well since AgriGold is sponsoring the deal here today, and we greatly appreciate that. So thanks to him.
All right, what's next on the farm? You got it in, you taking a break, or is there still stuff to do when it dries out?
Oh, we got plenty of things to do. With it being wet, we didn't get any nitrogen put on. We got almost all the side dressing to do yet. We got lots of spraying to do. We get that done. We still got a lot of grain to haul before next fall also, which has worked out good too. So procrastination sort of helps out sometimes. You don't plan on it, but sometimes you get lucky.
And if we look around, very diversified, you also run some trucks.
Yeah, we do. I got a company named Freedom Freight. We got 6 over-the-road trucks. We do haul some commodities still, not too much. We run automotive parts, and we run a lot of, there's a company in Urbana, Ohio that makes plastic products for Ag, Nestle, all kinds of food products, and we haul those basically from Minnesota, Wisconsin, clear to North Carolina.
Well, Jeff, thanks for visiting with us. Go back to John. Since you are the senior here, what do they let you do on the farm, or do you tell everybody else what they have to do today?
A little bit of both. I forget what the proper terminology Jeff called me when he put a thing together here a few years ago. Something about the senior analysis or something is what he called
Maybe
me.
senior advisor.
Yeah. I still run a combine and plant all the corn and try to keep the rest of them happy.
I'm not sure which part of that might be the most difficult, John, but thanks for being with us. And Jeff, thanks. And Adam, thanks for the nomination. It's week number 2 winner of AgriGold Feeding Farmers. We're just on the edge of Greene and Clark County and looking forward to today's activity. Thanks to AgriGold.